All right, well, I say it every time I step in for James Duthie. Next to being a sports broadcaster, my dream is to host a game show. So let's dive right in with Canada's
this game
favorite game show, the quiz. Of course, this is best of the best. Let's dive right in. Who or what has been the Leafs' biggest slump-busting factor in recent games? Head coach Craig Berube and his personnel moves, an emerging and productive identity line in the three-hole, or newcomer Troy Stecher, who entered tonight +7 in his last 2 games.
Craig Berube, the league is not about everybody getting a trophy and feeling good about themselves, and sometimes you got to make some people uncomfortable and take them out of the lineup. That's how the competition builds, and that's how you hold players accountable to perform at the level that's needed in the NHL, and I think he's done a great job managing that, and you see the urgency out of some of the players that he scratched.
Yeah, you also see the execution, right, from that identity line, which sways me that way, but I could go either way, Berube or the identity line. I mean, 2 of those 3 guys were in the doghouse recently. Now you're seeing them for a 3rd straight game play with some jam, play with, I don't know, intent, and ultimately the results that they're providing. So identity line.
Craig Berube, because we've been hard on him in the early goings of the season, especially when you talk about a team lacking details. Well, that's the coaching that you're talking about to a certain degree, and having the ability to say, you know what, I'll make myself uncomfortable. I will healthy scratch regular NHL players and try and get the most out of him. He deserves some credit.
Okay, moving right along. Belief or make-believe? Canada will not be putting its best foot forward at the Olympics without 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion coach Paul Maurice being part of John Cooper's staff. Dregs, belief or make-believe?
Belief. Now, this is incredibly harsh because I know that you cannot have 10 coaches on Team Canada's bench. And I'm not taking away from John Cooper or anyone associated with Team Canada's coaching staff. But for me, to not have Paul Maurice, who's won back-to-back Stanley Cup champions with the Florida Panthers, involved in some capacity is a miss.
Make believe for me, just based on the fact that the coaches that are there, they're really good. They're very accomplished. And yeah, it's going to be a busy coaching staff. And realistically, like the head coach, he's the guy banging the drum. He's got the main voice, the main messaging. So the assistant coaches are there to facilitate. Paul Maurice probably better served as a head coach anyways.
Belief for me, I completely disagree with you, Frankie. I think Paul Maurice going to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, winning 2 of them, he's got to have something to offer that's positive for the Team Canada. And I'm surprised he's not there. He's my old coach. I got to throw him a bone, but he really deserves it.
All right, not just disagree with you, Frankie. Completely disagree. It's the controversy we like on the quiz.
No, but I'm still believing it.
All right, moving right along. It's been a fun year. A record pace 40 NHL games have been decided in shootouts this season. David Pasternak says game-deciding goals in shootouts should count in players' individual totals, just like in Europe. Dregs, pro or con?
Con, I'm barely answered this question because we know that the shootout is a skills competition, but it feels like when you expand the statistical area, then it's endless after that. Con.
Pro, 100% pro. It's a game-deciding goal, except you go check the stats page and you're like, well, who decided the game? Who got the game-winning goal? Oh, it doesn't exist. We don't know. It went to a shootout. No, if you score the goal, that is the one that says, okay, I win the game and you lose, I think you should get a little bit of credit for that. So I am 100% pro.
Con, this is possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. To get credit for a shootout goal, it's a gimmick. And to be a legit 40 or 50 goal scorer, and nobody knows this better than Pasta, you can't count shootout goals. Come on.
All right, you tell them. Okay, well, of course, here we are on the eve of the 2026 World Cup draw. Which of these potential Group B opponents would be ideal first foe for Canada? Croatia, of whom former head coach John Herdman memorably said, F Croatia. Wales, whose coach announced, I hope we meet you in the World Cup after Canada celebrated that victory before the game ended. Or Italy, and I don't think I need to say any more about Italy. Jeff, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Italy, Lindsay, for people like Francesco Corrado here that can completely forget that they're Canadian and flip the switch and cheer for Italy. Forza, all the cheers. You'll totally forget about Canada.
Wales would be a tough matchup, and as we know, premature celebration is never good.
Italy, because the Italians, quite frankly, are not that good anymore. They haven't qualified for the World Cup the last 2 World Cups. And I'll tell you right now, I'm cheering for Team Canada. Andy Petrillo, Joe from the Bridge, Joe Del Busso, Steph Apolito. You all better be cheering for Canada with me.
Frankie,
Forza Canada.
That was intense. Coming up, staring down the camera lens. All right, and of course, our World Cup Draw Arrival Special begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. But for now, I'm handing out the belt. This is tough, but I'm going to give it 2-0, mostly
Thanks.
because of your pregame interview with Rod. It's just been an all in all
Thanks.
wonderful night.
It's been one of my
well
better
done.
nights. Thank you,
Well
Lindsay.
done,
Participation
O.
award, that's what that is.
Yeah,
exactly.
make that shine so bright. And that wraps up yet another edition of
Duffy
the
would
quiz.
never.